Coronation Street has a habit of creating some iconic couples. Jack and Vera, Roy and Hayley, etc., but it doesn't always get it right. And here are some examples of that with Corrie couples we forgot existed. Kirk and Fizz. When Fizz Stape first arrived on Coronation Street, it was 2001 and she was interested in Tyrone Dobbs. However, he was with Maria Connor, and so Fizz, naturally, ended up with Maria's dim brother Kirk. After cheating on him with Tyrone, Kirk dumped her, but it's all very much water under the bridge now. Especially as they are more like siblings than former lovers. Carla and Nick in Coronation Street, it's very much a case of the same faces dating the same faces just in a different order. So it should come as no surprise that Carla Connor once dated Nick Tilsley. And they weren't just a couple, they were married. Albeit briefly. Mainly owing to her cheating with Robert Preston, and Tracy Barlow blackmailing her over it. It was all very messy and ended horribly, and so we'll never speak of it again. Peter and Toya. This was weird no matter how you look at it. Toya and Peter both returned to Weatherfield at the same time, and it turned out they were together. And they wanted a baby because there's nothing weird about Peter having a baby with the sister or the adoptive mother of his eldest son. Less said the better, frankly. Tracy Barlow and Ryan Connor. It would be a long list to write down every man and woman Tracy Barlow has had her claws in. But in amongst all the Robert Prestons and David Platts, seriously, there was a Ryan Connor just waiting for the picking. When Ryan returned with his second head, Tracy couldn't wait to get at him. Not because she was particularly attracted to him, but because it would get to his mum, her mortal enemy Michelle Connor. When you think about it, it's not surprising most people won't remember it. Hardly how all grand love stories begin. Adam Barlow and Rosie Webster. It shouldn't have worked, the smart, cocksure lawyer and the airhead and hilarious model. But it did. No idea how, but they bounced off each other, just not in a way that constituted a long-term relationship. Instead they agreed to just be mates, which was a loss. But it's still staggering to realize that Adam and Rosie were a couple. Though let's face it, he was much more suited to Rosie than John Stape, and he didn't kidnap her. Just some light blackmail. Leanne and Imran. Oh, how this was glossed over. Back when Leanne Battersby was a legal secretary, she had a fling with Imran Habib, as one would. Unfortunately, it also coincided with his other fling with her sister Toya Battersby. If they had both just realized that he was a scuzzball, then they'd have saved themselves an awful lot of pain and a potential murder charge. Read more, Coronation Street. Who's leaving in 2022? Instead, Leanne was just using Imran for sex, and vice versa. And even after a weird plot to catch him in it with them both, she bowed out and let her sister Toya go on to develop real feelings for Imran. Not that she ever mentioned her own history with him, even after all the trouble, and his death. Want more spoilers from Coronation Street? Entertainment Daily has a dedicated Coronation Street spoilers section for you to get your fix before the latest episodes air. Coronation Street usually airs on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays at 8 p.m. on ITV. Leave us a comment on